rated at 290 horsepower at 6,400 RPM. Also, torque is at 252 pound-foot of torque. Fuel, it just uses regular unleaded fuel. And the EPA fuel economy on the front-wheel drive is 18 city, 25 highway, 21 combined. And for the all-wheel drive version, it's 18 city, 24 highway, 20 combined. So just the one MPG penalty for the benefits of all-wheel drive on this particular model. But more importantly, how does it stack up against this competitive set? So we see at 290 horsepower, it's tied for the segment lead with the Ford Explorer. A specific output, so this is horsepower per liter at 86.8, far exceeds the competitive set. Also, if we look at the fuel economy, the miles per gallon, EPA miles per gallon, at 21 mpg combined, it's exactly the same as the Honda Pilot. It's 1 mpg less than the recently released Nissan Pathfinder, but the Pathfinder uses a CVT to achieve that number. CVT, of course, has its pluses and minuses, has its detractors as well for its overall feel. And Santa Fe is the only V6 midsize CUV to come in at under 2,000 pounds. Under 4,000 pounds for its curb weight, which allows it to significantly outperform the competitive set in power to weight ratio. So one of the key engineering targets was weight reduction against the Veracruz. So our engineers were able to carve 333 pounds off the Veracruz weight. And if we look at the curb weight against its competitors, it's by far the lowest. And if you look at the power to weight ratio, so power to weight ratio being just the curb weight divided by horsepower. So each horsepower on the Santa Fe is responsible for carrying 13.6 pounds, compared to maybe the Honda Pilot, which has a power to weight ratio of 17.2. So what this would relate to in real world driving is more performance, better feel in terms of just overall driving dynamics. And also, all Santa Fe's come standard with a trailer prep package, which allows us to have standard 5,000 pound towing capacity. This being targeted at families, what we really wanted to do was have it kind of fit all their needs for recreational activities. So they can load up a trailer or a boat or jet skis for the weekend. And we compare it against some of our competitors that do not even offer a 5,000 pound or that have 5,000 pound as optional.
Is that for sport and for Santa Fe?
That's the Santa Fe.
If that is the standard in the package?
That is standard, yes. That is standard on all models. The exterior dimensions, I won't bore you too much with the exact numbers here, but what we can see is, in terms of length and width and wheelbase, it's very competitive with the other vehicles in the segment. And just one thing I want to say is, everyone wants more size. You know, they want more size. They want a larger vehicle. They want more interior room. But the big trade-off on that is maneuverability of the vehicle. So you could have a very big car with a lot of passenger volume and cargo volume, but then it's hard to maneuver around, especially park and everything else. But Santa Fe has excellent maneuverability. You can see by the turning diameter here at 36.9, it exceeds all its competitors. So when you drive the vehicle later on today, just this overall maneuverability and behavior is more car-like than some of the other midsize CUVs out there. The interior volume, especially passenger volume, exceeds Highlander and even the CX-9. And cargo behind the third row, so this is with all the seats up, at 13.5 cubic feet is competitive with some of the other vehicles in the segment as well. This chart is just the interior dimensions. There's just one thing I want to highlight, which is the third row legroom. So on so many CUVs, you see the third row being offered as optional or maybe even standard, but how usable is that third row? And legroom is a good gauge to see kind of how effective that third row is. And the Santa Fe at 31.5 inches for the third row legroom exceeds Highlander, it's really close with the Pilot, and even exceeds the Nissan Pathfinder as well. So what we didn't want to do was squeeze in a third row in Santa Fe Sport and have a compromised third row comfort. Second row seating options, there's a couple available. I mentioned a little bit earlier. On the GLS, which is a 7-passenger, the second row is a traditional bench. And on the limited trim, the 6-passenger, we have second row captain's chairs. The third row is a split folding, fold flat into the cargo floor, third row seats. And their full flat third row allows for a more versatile cargo space. In addition, the captain's chairs fold as well. And on the bench, we have a 40-20-40 split folding second row seat. To kind of highlight the convenience and utility of this vehicle, we have a power tailgate that's height adjustable. So height adjustable is very important in the fact that if you have a low ceiling in your garage, or if you have shorter drivers, that makes it hard to reach the button, they can set the height with what they're comfortable with. Rear HVAC controls come standard, and also in the cargo area, we have 115 volt power outlet. And being a family vehicle, the Santa Fe really offers a lot of thoughtful family-focused features. The second rows, not only do they slide, but they also recline as well. There's a heated function, and on the limited, the cloth interior has Yes Essential stain-resistant seats. For rear passenger comfort, we also have panoramic sunroof that's really expansive. It opens up the cabin for not just the front, but the rear drivers as well, rear passengers as well, and also manual rear side window sunshades, which is a better solution than kind of the suction cup aftermarket solutions. And I should caveat this by saying that the Santa Fe, the GLS Unlimited, has not been crash tested by either the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration or the Insurance Institute of Highway Safety yet. But the Santa Fe Sport has, and that has received 5-star overall rating along with the top safety pick. We anticipate the Santa Fe GLS Unlimited to perform just as well as the Santa Fe Sport in this regard. But as of yet, they haven't been, the results aren't available yet from those institutes. But the Santa Fe does exceed in standard safety features against its competitors. So with the airbag is 7, which includes a driver knee airbag, hill start assist control. Hill start assist being when you're on a steep incline and you take your foot off the brake to get on the gas, there's no rollback in the vehicle. And downhill brake control, which is if you're at a very steep decline, you can set the downhill brake control. And it will use engine braking and automatic braking, so you don't have to have your foot on the gas pedal. There's 9 exterior colors available, and we have 4 different interior environments. For the interior environments, the gray and beige come in both cloth and leather, whereas the black and saddle, which is a brown color, come in leather configurations only. And the little box beneath the interior images, those are the corresponding interior trim that comes with that interior environment. And just a little bit about the packaging summary. Demola asked about this a little bit earlier. So the GLS is equipped nearly identically to the Santa Fe Sport 2.4 liter, whereas the Limited has a little bit, has some more content. But what we really want to highlight is, you know, despite having 3 different powertrain options, 2 different wheelbases, front-wheel drive, all-wheel drive configuration, there's only 24 buildable combinations. So there's 24 ways to get a Santa Fe vehicle, which makes it easier for people to find on lots, and that helps our days to turn. So they won't languish at a dealer lot because they can find what they're looking for. The 7-passenger GLS is available in 3 configurations. You have your base, your popular equipment, and your leather and premium package. The 6-passenger Limited is only available in 2 configurations. You have your standard Limited and your Limited with technology package. And all of these are available in both front-wheel drive and all-wheel drive configurations. The starting MSRP for the Santa Fe starts at $28,350. And with all the belt and all-wheel drive adds about $1,750 on top of that. With all the bells and whistles, the limited with technology package and all-wheel drive comes in at under $38,000, at $37,750. That's fully spec'd. Just a little bit of our logic on how we priced the vehicle. So Santa Fe Sport 2.4. So the base price on that is $24,700. On the GLS, you have a standard V6 versus a standard 4-cylinder that has a market value of about $1,600. In addition, not only is the vehicle longer in terms of wheelbase and overall length, but it also has larger wheels, 18-inch alloy wheels versus 17, standard dual exhaust, standard trailer package, 5,000 pounds of towing capacity, 3rd row seats, rear seat HVAC controls. That premium, all combined, is about $2,050. That's how we arrived at our starting MSRP of $28,350 for this vehicle. But against its competitors, which is more important because this is how people shop the vehicle, if you compare against Toyota Highlander and the Honda Pilot, the Santa Fe GLS comes in at a significant price advantage. $2,000 against the Highlander, about $1,200 against the Pilot. I do want to mention that the Nissan Pathfinder has a very aggressive starting MSRP, and our price advantage against them is only about $300. But more importantly, it's the amount of content that you get for that price. So they might have a very attractive starting MSRP, but they can't match our standard content that's on our GLS, if you look at the column on the far right. The Santa Fe Limited has a great value proposition story for us as well. It comes in at about $1,500 lower than the Highlander, enjoys about a $1,900 price advantage against the Pilot, and against the Nissan Pathfinder, enjoys about a $1,700 price advantage, while also offering much more content, which is what people have kind of come to expect. So that's our value proposition, is not just a very attractive MSRP, but it's also what you get for that money. So with that, I'd like to invite Derek back up and we'll answer any questions that you may have.